Just getting set up a little bit. How does the volume sound on the mic? So far, it looks fairly close. I'm waiting for somebody to pop open an inventory screen so I can see who has what. Well, it gives us a lot of information. Sylverfyre already having the rainbow drop. And with access to hurt more, you may be considering doing a little leveling. Alright, thank you for the updates, chat. I will get the tracker in better shape as we get more information here. Let's see who's guarding the shop. That's a stone man. Pretty easy with sleep and heal more at your disposal. And BT has the armor. So I apologize for the misleading timer for those of you who have just tuned in. We just got our restream started, so add about 34 minutes onto the timer and you have an accurate time. Still though, with both players at level 10 and a fair amount of equipment, this has been a pretty quick seed so far. Sylverfyre opting to pick up some a half plate, and I'm assuming a dragon scale here. Yep. The death necklace for Sylverfyre, and a couple of empty chests, probably herbs. And again, apologies for the late start. If you've been watching either streamer and you see something incorrect on the tracker, please let me know and I'll get that updated as soon as possible. Sylverfyre heading to coal and finding a whole lot of nothing in the search spot. Breastickle finding Swamp Cave and electing to just ignore that for now. Makes it to Garenham. Now BT searches coal, and has a pretty good idea where the fairy flute is. That's probably going undiscovered in this seed. We have synced werewolf or wolf fights, but one's a little tougher than the other. An armored knight with stop spell? No problem. Good experience for BT. And now both players have made it to 11. I missed the kind of increase. Let's see. 7 agility, not too bad. Modest gains across the board. Rogue Scorpion says some nasty things to BT, but BT shows him who's the real insult master. Alright, BT finds Ramaldar. Doesn't need any keys though, so away he goes. Meanwhile, Fun Police putting an end to Sylverfyre's exploration. Back to the castle with you. And now both players are back at the castle with roughly the same experience. No repel at level 11 means some annoying encounters. Now BT happens to find Staffarane Cave. Still needs the harp, though. Both players missing just one little piece of the puzzle. Yeah, those are some ugly stat lines so far, and a 1287 level doesn't really help very much. Sylverfyre, finding exactly what he was looking for, he's gonna take out the Stoneman and be rewarded with the armor. Provided he ever falls asleep. There he goes. And there's the armor. So Sylverfyre has everything that he needs except for levels at this point. It's an ugly stat line that's not anywhere close to what he needs, so be interesting to see where he decides to level, if he heads to the first floor of Sharlock, or if he tries a Stoneman grind that probably doesn't feel too good. And he's heading to Sharlock. And Green Dragon's pretty good. Green Dragons with sleep, however, a little less good. Not too much harm done, though. Got a comment in chat about doing some advanced scouting as you level, and I think that's exactly what Sylverfyre is doing. Get a little bit of information as you head down. What are the encounter groups that you're going to see? Who's guarding the Dragon Lord? And maybe pick up a fighter's ring in the treasury. The Death Necklace was in Garenham. Either player would be hard pressed to equip it right now. Oh, and red dragons have stop spell and like casting it. That's pretty nice. However, 36 damage attack is a little less nice. Back to the penalty box with you. See if 13 is any better. 8 power and a new spell. Always nice. BT's still on the lookout for the sword. Does anyone in chat know where that was? Ah, so all BT needs to do is find the mountain cave then. But Sylverfyre managed to find Hawksness first, and is off to the races at this point. It looks like Sharlock is full of enemies that are pretty useful for an experience grind. Ooh, misses a hurt more on the green dragon, but fortunately, the green dragon... Ooh, back to back. Just as we were talking about if the RNG helps him. And the third one lands. This is looking like a quick trip back to the castle. I mean, we've heard of the commentator's curse, but we just had the chat curse in this instance. And Sylverfyre's going to take another shot. Or maybe he's just going to hang out on the first floor. Misses another hurt more. 3 out of the last 4. BT's got about a 1,000 experience deficit to overcome, but the difference between strength HP and strength agility might become a serious factor here. BT rediscovers the Staff of Rain cave. At this point, the experience gap is just going to continue widening with the higher quality monsters that Sylverfyre keeps running into. Sylverfyre stops off at Ramaldar, goes right back to work. Level 14, still no repel. Finally, that green dragon goes down for silver. And add about another 500 to that already existing 1,000 experience deficit, and every minute that goes by without BT finding the mountain cave is going to be very costly. Looks like the green dragons have a resistance of 6 out of 16 to stop spell. Seems like Sylverfyre thinks it might be a little risky too, and that might explain why he's fighting his way down. Perhaps to get one more level and a little more damage. Especially with stop spell red dragons in your way. And he's making pretty good progress to the next level. That looks like Sylverfyre picked a bad time to take a nap. Wakes up though with 22 health. Four turns of sleep, but he doesn't feel very refreshed. A couple of herbs will take care of that. And back to sleep. Silver Shield really paying off at this point. Only 5 damage off of that last hit. Let's see if the Red Dragon continues to hand out ice cream tickets. Yeah, at this rate, he'll hit 16 easily on the way down. Probably the outcome of this level will determine if he decides to check the treasury or not. And Star Wyverns have heal more, because of course they do. And now he's running into a lot of groups with stop spell. And he should have that level in about 1 or 2 more fights. Nice time for a crit. And we have a mountain cave sighting. Next level, 5 power, 5 HP, 14 more magic. Likes to burn a heal more on the way down. And he's headed for the treasury. Ooh, burns a hurt more on this armor knight. That takes him out of another heal more range. Yep, Zarnek's had it correct. He's gonna make this pretty much guaranteed. As long as he makes it down there with full MP, this is gonna be a pretty straightforward fight. And as expected, this one is pretty much in the bag as long as he makes it down there. Sylverfyre electing not to burn an herb, but a lot of the monsters during this walk are pretty tame. Armor Knights have Stop Spell at 25% and Hurt More at 25%. Oh, and say hello to the golem. No fairy flute means down goes one heal more. Odds are still pretty good in Sylverfyre's favor, though. And it looks like he was walking up some HP. It's a little ambitious. Hold B, and here we go. Good opening roll. Three heal mores to go, and he's been getting pretty solid rolls. This is looking like it's all but over. BT, meanwhile, makes it to 15. It's going to crack open the treasury, put on that fighter's ring. Got it. Good game to Sylverfyre with an official SRL time of 1:17:30. Pretty quick seed. And we'll see if we can get Sylverfyre in here for a quick interview.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you very much. That was a pretty rough level 1 I found, but beyond that, it was kind of okay, I guess.
Would you mind going into that a little more, because we got the restream started.
At level 1, we had 6 strength, and the only enemy in the starting zone that was fightable was slime. I did, in fact, have to use an herb in a battle with a slime. Because I was at 1 health, and the slime had taken 1 damage. And I did not trust that it would die on its next hit. And because they weren't exactly a common find, I didn't want to lose it. But like then we got stop spell at level 2 and a bunch of strength. Like 20 strength at level 2. And the scorpions had sleep and hurt more, so stop spell took care of those really nicely. There were a lot of dragons in that seed I found. Just to the right of Tantagel, there was an area with blue and red dragons.
Yeah, we noticed, and there were a fair amount of green ones too.
Yeah, there were quite a lot of green dragons as well. That was very much Dragon Warrior and like not any other kind of warrior.
If only it were Scorpion Warrior. Might have gotten under an hour. BT
Rogue Scorpion Warrior.
BT is entering Charlock right now. While you did your first couple of dives, he was looking for the mountain cave.
Yeah, I kind of got lucky about the mountain cave was actually really close to Garenham and the swamp cave exit, so I'm surprised it was that difficult to find. But I found it very early, and that was very lucky because I had Erdrick's sword. Like, I did not find a town, and I had Erdrick's sword.
Let me see. It looked like he found the sword nearly an hour in, so that definitely slowed him down a bit. Hurtmore was...
I mean, we had Hurtmore,
right?
so, like, I wasn't using the sword to kill that many things, except for, like, when I was really pushing the grind and there's, like, blue dragons and stuff, and I'm like, well, blue dragons die to the sword, not to Hurtmore so much. Although I ended up using a combination because they had heal more, which I found out after a few of them. So I was like nicking them down a bit, and if they were like at around 40 health or something, I would just try to go for a Hurtmore, because trying to hit them again would leave them in heal more range. So little things like that helped out.
So we got our restream started a little late.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was going to be a restream, so we just went ahead. Had I known that there was going to be a restream, I would have been like completely fine with waiting a few minutes.
It was all right. We got it started about a half an hour in, so...
Okay, so that would have been a lot of waiting, actually.
Yeah. But we saw where the token and the harp were, but where were the Stones of Sunlight?
Stones of Sunlight... I think they were in the Treasury.
Okay.
Because they were definitely in the Treasury, because they, I only checked Mountain Cave, Treasury, and then the first 3 chests of Garen's Grave. And I believe both the token and the stones were in the Treasury, and the harp was in Mountain Cave with the sword. I would like to give a shout out to the Armored Knight that decided to let me run away from him at level 7 in Mountain Cave.
Well, that was pretty generous of him.
It was pretty generous of him. If not for him, I would not have a Erdrick's sword or silver harp at level 7.
BT put to sleep again by those green dragons.
Those are so annoying. I actually defense broke them at level 14 because I went agility build. So they'd like put me to sleep and then tickle me. And it's like, seriously... I'm not sure if he had them defense broken quite as early, but I am at, like... In fact, I'm not sure if he had them defense broken at all. Because I didn't get that much more agility.
He is about 3 defense behind you at level 16 right now, and that may just be the tipping point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was not a very high agility seed, and I was pretty thankful for my agility build when I'm running through Sharlock with 78 agility on the agility build.
It looked like the monsters on the way down were pretty good
to fight. They weren't too bad, except for the red dragons in the middle. And there's some armor knights on the lower floors. Red dragons had stop spells, though, so they weren't the worst things ever.
Yeah, they seemed like they just
Did he end up getting the fairy flute?
I don't believe so.
I never even found Caitlin.
Yeah, in fact, I think neither of you found Caitlin. Looks like he's just dealt with the golem right now.
Yeah, this won't be the most challenging Dragon Lord ever. We got a pretty big strength boost between 14 and 16. I think I entered Sharlock at like 12 or something.
Yeah, you had pretty much everything you needed early on. Just finding
Yeah, I was just like looking around for the armor for a while. My death in Mountain Cave. No, sorry, it wasn't death in Mountain Cave. I actually found Remolder after finding Mountain Cave, which is kind of funny because it was just in that big swamp, which is pretty annoying. But then when you go, I went in and just checked the treasury and the basement. And the basement was Garen's grave, and the first 3 chests are all gold, and it's just like automatic gold glitch setup. So I'm just like, I'm gonna go buy a silver shield in Remolder because it's the only piece of armor I'll have. I had a leather armor and silver shield from Remolder. And then later on, I think I found, when I found Garen, then I just grabbed the half plate to tide me over into Eldritch armor.
BT picking
Particularly
up.
when you have hurt more, defense is the we actually care about.
Yeah, BT just picked up a double attack, so this is looking pretty much in the bag for him.
I actually, I got down and hit level 16 and got the 5 strength or so. Just and I'm it's within the realm of possibility without going back to heal up that 14 MP. So I could sit, I kind of did some quick math as can I fight the Dragon Lord without going back? And I'm it's gonna be no guaranteed thing. And so I decided to just outside return, get my MP back, and go. With 11 heal mores, it's right on the wire.
Well, BT throws out a hurt more. That's
to start, I just basically was I'm just going to blow hurt mores to get to the treasury to make sure to see if the fighter's ring is there. And it was. I also didn't have that many herbs, which meant that I probably would be down a heal more in the final fight. So this was a pretty close raid. That was a tough but fast seed. It looks like he might have actually gotten the early levels sooner than I did, because I struggled kind of a lot at level 1.
And BT finishes with a time of 1:28.18. So, see if we can get him into the Discord as well.
Oh wow, he actually went through all of his MP.
He cast a couple of... and here's BT.
Hello.
Hello. Enjoyed seeing those swag hurtmores at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just opened the stream and I saw him at 1 MP at the end of Dragon Lord, and I'm really? Wow, that was really close. And then I didn't see the hurtmore part.
Yeah, it's another shining example of why this game is not for competitive play. So it's just basically a series of coin tosses.
Yeah, that map was pretty that map made things pretty rough on us.
The map wasn't rough at all. The problem was that I was getting rogue scorpions, one per tile, and then getting slept by them, or hurt more by them, or failing them.
Oh, before getting it, before like having the initiative and hurt mooring them instead.
I couldn't get anywhere. I was just getting encountered on every tile with like a magician, a scorpion that I couldn't run from that would sleep lock me, or just like, you know, garbage that wouldn't run from me. I was like, my entire overworld was just getting an encounter on average every 5.5 tiles. I couldn't get anywhere.
Yeah, and with Repel coming at level 15, made exploration even worse.
Yeah. So this is the seed that you want to go to Reckonary and use a key and buy fairy waters for. But
Or buy them in Cantlin, but who knows where Cantlin is?
I found Cantlin.
Oh, I never found Cantlin.
It's north center.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I found, I think it was the Silver Harp Staff of Rain Cave there, and then like I died to a red dragon somewhere around there, and I never walked that way again.
Oh man. Yeah, red dragons have stop spell, but they only cast it on me twice the entire seed.
Yeah, I like, on my dive down where I was actually killing the dragon lord, I'm like, oh, I know red dragons have stop spell, so I'm gonna kill this because my agility isn't that great, so running will be a chore. And then it never cast stop spell on me, and I'm like at 20 health coming out of it, and I'm like, that wasn't how that was planned out.
Yeah.
So it must have been the 25% stop spell minimum chance.
At level 15, I was, I got away from the golem, and was going to restore my health by walking back and forth in front of the dragon lord, but I immediately got hit by a green dragon, who, I couldn't run from, and slept me.
Oh, so you were down there before me then?
I don't think so.
I guess?
No.
No, okay, I don't know.
You were just winding up.
I see. Because I was down there and I hit level 16, and we got like a little bit of strength and a whole lot of MP, and I'm like, I'm at 91 MP now. I think the Dragon Lord fight would have been like less than 50%, but theoretically possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided that with the, you know, I didn't have that many herbs left. I just decided to outside return, come back. So it was a short walk.
Yeah, I burnt all of my herbs before I talked to the Dragon Lord, so...
Yeah.
I got a stop spell out of him though, so that was good.
And there were no herbs in the treasury either. I was hoping to replenish some herbs there.
Nope, just
I got one stop spell out of him, but like with the HP that we had, it's like pretty tough to go into Dragon Lord 2 with enough health to get in 2 swings before you have to heal.
Oh, he's hitting me for like 24 sometimes, and he didn't fire very much.
Well, I was at agility build. I never got a double turn with 102 health, even though he hit me for 25 like many times. It would have to be 25 literally twice in a row for me.
Did you have a silver shield?
I did. Basically the free grind that Garen's Grave handed over. I was just like, I'm gonna buy a silver shield. I actually had a silver shield and no armor. Or rather, I had silver shield leather armor for like the longest time until I finally got until I finally found other town stuff. Because I didn't find a town. I found Mountain Cave before I found any towns. Because it was pretty close to the Swamp Cave exit.
So yeah, at about, as mentioned in chat, both of you were very close to one another at level 13. You're just looking for different things on the map. BT was looking for the mountain cave, and you needed the armor.
Mm-hmm. I had a pretty good idea of where Hawk's Nest was. It was either in top middle or in, like, middle right, but towards the center of the map. So I was actually pretty frustrated when I found Breckenary because I thought that could be Hawksness, and it wasn't. And at the same time, that was also a town that would have been accessible at the beginning of the game that I didn't find at the time.
I'm back. I got DC'd.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
I found like all of the pieces of. I literally found all of the pieces except for of the of Sharlock, with only Remolder as the only discovered town.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't catch. What did you say, BT?
I said, on that note, I'm gonna go do some laundry, fall asleep, and go to work all week.
Sounds like a plan.
Thanks for picking up the restream.
Yeah, thank you for kind of picking it up on short notice like that.
Yeah, no problem. And thanks to Game Boy for helping me get it set up pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, thanks Game Boy, wherever you are.
So with that, sylverfyre moves on. Do you know who your next opponent is?
I'm looking up.
It looks like you'll be facing Ouija Wee next.
Ooh, that's not an easy one.
And while I have a moment, let me take a look at when the next tournament match will be. Looks like Game Boy will be playing Jackamus tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern on this channel, so that ought to be a good match as well. And if anyone is interested in joining a race right now, JJ Schmidt just started a room on SRL, so if you haven't had enough DWR, that's always an option.
It's a quick seed for me. I'll probably jump into another one.
Alright, anything else you want to mention before we sign off here?
No. Just thanks for like this quick restream on short notice. We didn't think we would have anyone streaming us, so it's kind of nice to just have someone jump in like that with no time to prepare.
No problem. And on that note,
definitely looking forward to the Game Boy Jackamus race, though. That should be good. They're both very good players.
Yeah, that's it'll be very interesting. Definitely, Jackamus likes to take more risks, and Game Boy is a more analytical player. Both of them are very excellent at what they do, though. So definitely looking forward to watching that race.
Most of the risks Jackamus takes are like ones that make sense too.
Yep.
But like he'll often get off these like pretty risky like map explorers that that other players might not attempt at such a low level. And if those pay off, it can really push him ahead.
All right then. Well, congratulations again on your victory. And with that, I'm gonna sign off right now.
All right.
Again, encourage everyone to come around again tomorrow night at 9 Eastern and watch Game Boy play against Jackamus. Have a good night, everybody.
Right. Have a good night.